Hello, I'm Ollie, and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, all sorts of nonsense, and the winners of my Blind Date with Some Trash giveaway. It's my weekly wrap-up. So normal format for this, but with an extra bit at the end. So I will talk about what I have been reading in the past week, talk about what I'm going to be reading in the week ahead, talk about some channel stuff, so let you know what videos you may have missed in the last week and what's coming up in the week ahead. And then finally, I will do the draw for the 5 winners for my Blind Date with Some Trash giveaway. But before I start all of that, so it's been a warm week here in the UK, and it's going to get even warmer. So these temperatures may not be very impressive to those of you in other parts of the world, but they're suggesting on kind of Monday and Tuesday of next week, where I am on the south coast, we're going to get up to 30. Ooh, sorry, I nearly had a pile of books fall over there. Where I am on the south coast, it could get up to kind of 30 degrees centigrade, which is in the 90s Fahrenheit. In London, where fortunately I don't have to go this week, it could get up to kind of 40 degrees Celsius, which is over 100 Fahrenheit. So very, very warm for the UK, where unlike the States, we don't have air conditioning. You know, we do in offices and things like that, but you know, in domestic settings, people don't typically have air conditioning. We certainly don't here, so I'm expecting it to get very warm indeed. So we'll see how we fare with that. They've actually announced it as a red weather warning, you know, which they normally reserve for like really bad storms and things like that. So we shall see. But if in some of my videos this week I look like I'm melting, that's why. Okay, so on with stuff I have read this week. I've got, I think, 5 books that I've read in the past week. So the first was this one, so Z-Comm Swastika by Carl Manning, which is the first of the Z-Comm novels. It's got a nice trashy step back style cover there. So this was a very silly but quite entertaining book about, like, a men's adventure style book about this group of commandos, basically Z-Comm. So there's 5 of them, 4 men, 1 woman, who take on some neo-Nazis who've taken over a small town in America. So it was quite fun, and I've done a video which went up on Thursday of the week just gone in my Countdown to GarbAugust series, where I talked about this and another men's adventure book. So if you like the sound of it and you want to hear more, look out for that video. I then read this, Blackburn by Bradley Denton, which is a 90s kind of crime horror novel. So I'm doing a series of reviews for a website I write for, Leviathan Libraries, where I'm reviewing books that were nominated for the Stoker Awards. This was one, I think it was 93 it came out. I'll probably do a standalone review for this, because it was quite an interesting book. So it's kind of like a forerunner to the Dexter books. In that Jimmy Blackburn, who's the main character, he's badged as a serial killer on the cover, but he's not really a serial killer, but he's a murderer. So he murders various people through the course of the book, and they are people who annoy him. But all of them are people where, I'm not saying he has a justifiable motive for homicide, but they're not nice people. So it was quite interesting, and it was an entertaining read, definitely. So yeah, I'll probably do a separate review of that one. I also read for my bookish book club, my work book club, The Quiet at the End of the World by Lauren James, which is like a YA sci-fi novel, which was better than I expected it to be in the end. So it's about a future where there's been a virus and humans have lost the ability to reproduce, and gradually the population has aged. But there were a bunch of, as you would expect, there were a bunch of fetuses basically that have been, or fertilised eggs, shall we say, that have been frozen as part of various people's IVF processes, and over time humanity gradually releases these these eggs, if you see what I mean, and allows them to, you know, to grow into fetuses and then be born as babies. So there's this very small trickle of new people being born, which I thought was quite an interesting take, because it's not something that normally gets considered in this kind of post-apocalyptic thing, or, you know, dystopian future thing. So the book focuses on the two last babies to have been born. So, you know, the final two embryos to have been, you know, been born. And they're both teenagers, a boy and a girl, and they're kind of the central characters of the story. But what's really interesting then, and the bit the kind of future stuff, which is all a bit kind of adventure-y and very YA, and there's sort of romance, and, you know, I didn't enjoy that hugely. What was really interesting was that the main character finds this like diaries or I can't remember what she finds, but she finds something that causes her to look back at the identity of this woman. She finds like a hamburger or something like that, and finds this woman's online presence from the time, and this woman lived at the time that the you know, this virus happened. So reads about her reactions to it and things like that. And what then happens is, because people can't have children anymore, these kind of, you know, like animatronic dolls get created, and people get there's like an app where you can, you know, have like a fake pregnancy within the app and raise this thing, you know, raise this virtual child. So there's loads of stuff about that, and I thought that was absolutely fascinating. It's got kind of a bit of a Black Mirror feel to it. So yeah, I thought in the end I really liked the book. I thought it was really pretty good. Okay, then I read, so I've been reading so much trash recently, I needed to read something that I was, you know, was very comfortable wasn't going to be trash. So I read this, He Died With His Eyes Open by Derek Raymond, which is the first of his Factory novels, which came very highly recommended to me, both by Philip Nicholson, who's a subscriber, and by Wine Played by Visions. And boy, was this good. So I'm definitely going to do a video review of this one. So I won't talk too much about it, but it's one of the bleakest crime novels I've ever read. It was staggeringly horrific, like psychologically, and really, really good. And I've got the rest of the Factory novels, and I'm really looking forward to reading them now. This was just brilliant. So I think it was written in the 80s. Derek Raymond was a British author who had quite an interesting life, as well as being a writer. So yeah, this was just phenomenal. So yeah, look out for my review of this one coming up soon. And then did go back to trash, so then read Tender Loving Care by Andrew Neiderman, which again I'll be doing a video review of, which I'll talk a bit more, because I'm going to be including some other books in it as well. So this will be my countdown to GarbAugust video in the week ahead. This was really trashy, but it was really pretty good actually. So it's about a man and so this couple and their daughter, and there's been an accident, and the daughter has been, you know, very badly injured in the accident. She's like 9 or 10, that sort of age, and it's had a terrible, you know, the accident has had a terrible effect on the family, and you know, the injuries to the girl and the trouble she's going through has had a terrible effect on the man and wife, and they hire this nurse to come and you know, look after the girl and try and rehabilitate the wife as well, who's, you know, kind of suffering from depression. And the nurse is kind of this very domineering, very sexy woman who the husband immediately takes a fancy to. It was it was really trashy and over the top. I'll talk about it more in my video on it, but I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So that's what I have read. In terms of what I'm currently reading, so I'm currently reading Heaven by Virginia Andrews for Kelly Hooked on Books' VC Andrews read-along group. So I did start reading this before Tender Loving Care, and then for some reason wasn't quite getting on with it, so I picked up Tender Loving Care instead. But I am going to go back to this. So it's a real kind of family saga type thing about this very poor family in West Virginia, I think. And told from the perspective of Heaven, who's one of the daughters of the family. There's all sorts of kind of quite strange and uncomfortable stuff happening already. Like one of her siblings, her sister, is like this hypersexualized girl. So yeah, it's quite strange so far. I've kind of got an idea of where it's going, but I am definitely enjoying it, and I'm going to get back to it. I may start reading it this weekend actually and try and get it finished. So that's quite fun. And then I'm also reading Slither by Edward Lee, which is very, very trashy. So it's about giant sex worms, and pretty much all of the female characters in this book spend most of the time topless. She's quite strange. It's quite a bad book, to be honest, but I am quite enjoying it. And my video this week for Countdown to GarbAugust is going to be sexy horror. So it will be a three-way, if you'll pardon the term, review of Tender Love and Care, Slither, and then this book, which I'm going to be reading in the next few days, The Searing by John Coyne, which is a book about, I think it's about like alien creatures or something like that, who or some sort of plague, I don't know, but it causes women to have orgasms, and that's horrible apparently. So I don't really know what it's about, but I know it's also sexy. So yes, I will be doing a three-way review of these three books for Countdown to GarbAugust. In terms of other things that I'm going to be reading then, so there's a couple of non-trashy things. So I really want to read the next book in the Factory series, which is this, The Devil's Home on Leave, also by Raymond. So I'll be reading that in the week ahead. And similar to Blackburn, I need to do a review of this, Zombie by Joyce Carol Oates, for my the series of reviews I'm doing on Stoker nominees and winners. So this was a Stoker winner. I need to do the review for it in September, but because I'm going to be reading all trash in August and all Kindle Unlimited in September, I need to read it now. So this is supposed to be excellent. I think a lot of people say it's Joyce Carol Oates' best horror book. So really, really looking forward to reading that. And then, so the Countdown to GarbAugust video this week, the three-way, will be the penultimate one. So the following week will be the final Countdown to GarbAugust video, because that will be the last Thursday, I think, it'll be the last Thursday in August, in July rather. So I haven't decided yet what book I'm going to read for it, but it's going to be one of these three, because these I think are probably the three trashiest books that I've got. So it will either be Gore Vidal's Caligula by William Howard, so the novelisation of the very famous big budget porn movie, or The Gynecologist by Leslie Herron, which was some random book I found on eBay, which looks very trashy, and it's just got an amazing cover as well. On the back it says, The Man Who Knew Every Woman's Most Intimate Secrets. Or Dirty Movies by Herbert Castle, which is the book, you'll remember, features a character called Fanny Batcher, which is the best name ever. So it will be one of these three. I may even try and read more than one of them, because they all look amazing, don't they? Yes, so that's the what I have been reading, what I'm going to be reading, part of the video out of the way. Okay, so on to channel stuff. So videos that have gone up on the channel in the last week or so. So I did a unboxing video of the July Abominable Book Club book subscription box, which was fantastic. So not the video. Well, you may think the video is fantastic. The box was fantastic, so I had a couple of really good books in. So I'm really looking forward to reading both of those. On Thursday I did a review of The Terror by Dan Simmons, and for Countdown to GarbAugust, as I've said already, I did a Men's Adventure video with the first of the Black Berets books by Mike McRae, and the first Z-Comm book by Carl Manning, which I just talked about. On Wednesday I did a library tour, my final library tour video, featuring my J.K. Rowling / Robert Galbraith books. On Tuesday I did the Why Haven't I Read These Books tag, and on Monday I did the giveaway video, announcing the giveaway of these trashy books, which I'm going to draw the winner of in a minute. And then my Sunday Bollocks video in the week just gone was 10 Things Stephen King Taught Me About America, which people seem to have quite enjoyed, so yeah, that was good. In the week ahead, so normally on a Saturday when I film this video, I've got no idea what I'm going to do for Sunday Bollocks. I've actually already filmed my Sunday Bollocks video for tomorrow, and it's a kind of a response video to the video that Michael K. Vaughan did on can someone own too many books, but it's a different twist on that question. And then other videos in the week ahead. So I'm going to do a tag video, I'm not sure what, on Tuesday. I've been tagged in 3 different videos this week, so I haven't quite decided which one I'm going to do, but I'll definitely do one of them, and then we'll do the other 2 in subsequent weeks. I'm going to do a book haul, so I've had a few, not a huge number, but a few books come in to the house in the last week or so. So I'll do a book haul video on Wednesday. On Thursday, I'm going to do a review probably of He Died With His Eyes Open, or maybe of Blackburn. I haven't decided which yet. Probably the Derek Raymond book. And also the Sexy Horror 3-Way. And Monday and Friday, I haven't decided yet. On one of those days, I think I'm going to start doing my GarbAugust TBR. What I might do for the first video is just show all the books I've bought for GarbAugust, which is a lot, and then whittle that down in the following week to an actual TBR for August. Yeah, so we shall see, but that's the kind of stuff you can look forward to in the week ahead. Right, so as promised, now time to draw the 5 winners of the Blind Date with Some Trash giveaway. So you will remember there are 5 books here. The winners will get a random one from these 5. It took me a while to remember what all 5 were. I've just remembered what all 5 were. So, but as a reminder to you, then there's 1 trashy romance, 1 trashy non-fiction book, 1 trashy fantasy book, 1 trashy horror book, and 1 trashy men's adventure book. So yes, time to draw the winners. So I've got the customary wheel of names here. 27 people enter. So almost 20% of people will win. So let's draw the first winner. Spin the wheel and see who we get. So the first winner is David's Book Reviews. So congratulations, David. Right, let's take you out of the wheel and spin it again. Okay, next up then, we have Aaron Hook. So congratulations, Aaron. Let's take you out of the wheel and spin again. Oh, it's right on the edge. Winner Laura 405. So congratulations, Laura. Let's remove you. Penultimate spin. It's the Grim Reader. So congratulations, Grim Reader. Right, final spin. It's all to play for. Well, it's not all to play for. It's 1 more book to play for. Let's see who wins. It is MJ at Reading This Life. So congratulations to all 5 of the winners. You will each get one of the trashy books and also a couple of GarbAugust bookmarks in there as well. So reach out to me. My contact details are in the description for the video or the about section. So you can get me on Discord or via email. Send me your address and I will get the book in the post to you as quickly as I can. Okay, time for another random book from the shelves. Today's book is The Prime Suspect Cases by Linda LaPlante. So I read a load of Linda LaPlante books when I was in my 20s, and she's really quite good. So she's a writer of popular fiction and also famously a TV screenwriter. So Prime Suspect, if you don't know, was a TV show with Helen Mirren that was on, I think, in the 90s. About so Helen Mirren plays Detective Jane Tennyson, who is investigating kind of abductions and serial killers and things like that. So this book has got, by the looks of it, 3 of the novelisations that Linda LaPlante did of the TV series. She also wrote, so another famous TV series she wrote was Widows, which was recently filmed by Steve McQueen, I think, with the screenplay written by Gillian Flynn, who wrote Gone Girl. I haven't seen that movie adaptation yet, but the original TV series is very well thought of, and I've got the Widows book on my Kindle as well, I think. So yeah, Linda LaPlante is kind of slightly trashy, but pretty good. So yeah, quite looking forward to reading this. I think I read the first of the Prime Suspect books like ages ago, but I haven't read since then. I've got a few other LaPlante books on my Kindle. So yeah, she's a fun British kind of crime writer, but also does some kind of family saga-y type stuff. So I remember reading a book of hers called, I think it was called The Talisman, which was quite fun, which was kind of a historical saga type thing. So that's Saturday's video for the week done. Do let me know if you've read any of the books I talked about. As I said, if you're one of the giveaway winners, do reach out as quickly as possible. I will probably be going to the post office on Monday, so if I get your address by Monday, I can get the book into the post to you then. If not, might be a bit of a longer wait. But yeah, as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well. Hope you're reading good stuff. Do let me know what you've been reading this week. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.